history in this old cracker box.
I know. At the airport, I bought a book about the history of Broadway theatres.
Was there anything about the Monolith Theatre?
It was built in 1910. On opening night, it caught fire and 2 actors died. In the 1930s, the gas exploded and killed 2 more performers. The theatre owner called the incident a 20-year jinx.
Really? I didn't know any of that.
Here we are, roughly another 20-year milestone. Do you think the jinx will claim 2 more actors?
Don't be ridiculous, Cynthia. I don't believe in jinxes.
Hello. Getting acquainted with the old place, are we?
Stevie, where have you been?
I was tied up with some telephone calls. How are you, Cynthia?
Freezing, coughing, and depressed. Other than that, just super. Is there a ladies' room on the premises?
It's that way, right around the corner. Be careful on those little steps.
I'll try not to break my neck.
She's in a fine mood.
It's an improvement over her initial attitude. For a minute, I thought I'd have to make a stand in the corner.
Now, don't be so hard on her. She'll straighten out. You'll see.
I hope she will. I must say, you seem to be paying a lot of attention to the manner in which she's straightening.
Me? Well, of course I feel close to her. I mean, to you, the family.
Let's move on to business. Have you read the play yet?
I'm sorry to say that I have. I don't know where Rip Morrison got the idea that he could write a murder mystery.
Well, if you're that rich, I suppose you feel you can do anything.
The plot's all right, but the characters, the dialogue...
Good morning, Miss Christie. I'm Rip Morrison.
Oh, Mr. Morrison. So nice to meet you at last.
Oh, what a great day for me. The great Agatha Christie directed a fabulous play in the greatest city in the world, the grand old Monolith Theatre.
I can see you're not one for understatement, Mr. Morrison.
No, ma'am. I didn't go to Major Cancer Corporation. I'm played out on Oakville by being coy.
Your vitality is charming.
You must call me Rip. We'll never get to first base.
This is my assistant, Stephen Halls, or Stevie as we call him.
good morning. We've met, Mr. Morrison. Good morning.
I know he's your assistant, but is he on my payroll?
In the contract, page 3.
What does he do?
He'll be our stage manager, but he's also a dialogue coach, sounding board, and jack of all trades.
Over here they don't let it go, but we're a flunky.
Page 3.
All right. Look, I'm a businessman, and I have a habit of watching costs, but anything a great lady wants.
Thank you.
But you've got to call me Rip.
All right, Rick. I think we're getting off to a fine start.
I think we're going to see eye to eye on almost everything.
Oh, people at the theatre rarely do that, Rick. It is difficult to see into another's eyes when you're holding pistols at 20 paces.
That's a good one.
I'm certain everything will work out, but there's always a need for consensus, compromise.
No, I don't take much stock in compromising. No, ma'am, I've read the history of the decade, and I don't think there's much room for interpretation.
You'd be surprised.
You know, if you get the actors to say their lines just the way I wrote them, everything will be dandy.
Actually, there are a few passages I'd like to discuss with you.
Yeah. Well, what's that hunk of hardware you got up on top?
Oh, a few paper clips to flag the pages I want to discuss.
Well, it looks like you flagged down to every page, and I think it's more metal in that script than the U.S. Mint.
We buy paper clips in bulk.
Now, hold on, Aggie. I didn't hire you for a major rewrite.
Why did you hire me, Rick?
But stage my play to breathe life into my words.
It's a lend credibility, no doubt.
Oh, butt out. Let's get me some coffee. I take green and lots of sugar. Oh, speaking of sugar.
My goddaughter, Cynthia Grove Hewitt.
Is she,
No, she's not on the payroll. Cynthia's visiting America for the first time on holiday.
Howdy, Vince.
Now, you've got to get one thing straight, Mr. Morrison. Miss Agatha Christie is the world's foremost authority on plays of this nature.
Stevie, please. Mr. Morrison knows my credentials.
Darn tootin', I get the best help I can buy.
Now, see
Oh,
here.
Stevie, Mr. Morrison's suggestion is a good one. Why don't you get us all some coffee? We need to clarify our respective responsibilities.
Cynthia, would you like to come with me and get some air?
No, I'll take it, thanks.
Rick, when your lawyer contacted my agent, he specifically mentioned my expertise as a playwright as the principal reason for the offer.
Look, we gotta get straight with one another. I need your name on that marquee. It's like etching it in gold.
I'm flattered.
I need your expertise to tie up any loose ends, if there are any.
Then I think we understand one another. Let's talk about Act 2, Scene 3. The most serious problem, as I see it. Most of the others are minor in comparison.
All right. Let me hit it. What the heck is so bad about that scene?
You have a character named Mabel standing in the dark for 10 pages or so just listening.
What do you suggest?
We've got to get Mabel off stage somehow. She can't just stand there waiting for the clock to chime.
Why not?
The members of the audience are going to shift in their seats and start coughing.
That is the most inventive part of the whole play. I won't let you change one word of that scene.
Well, I can see I've wasted my time and your money.
Please, let's not go yet, Auntie.
I can't deal with the novice playwright who's also the producer. He'll guard his play more fiercely than a lioness defending her cotton.
But is this one thing, this clock chiming thing, so unimportant? Can we just try it his way once or twice?
The young lady with her head on her shoulders. A mighty fine head too, by the way.
There's no possible way it could work.
Now, how do you know till you try?
Having an actor stand in the dark for 10 pages or so doing nothing but listen.
Okay, so I'll cut it down to, say, 8 pages.
Cut it down to 2 and I'll give it a go.
Well, I'm hard to clues there.
Oh, they're primarily red herrings, Rip. It's dead space.
How about it, Rick? 2 or 3 pages?
No way.
Then I'm afraid we'll have to end our association due to what is called artistic differences.
But you can't quit. We open in 6 weeks.
If I lose this battle, I might as well bow out. Then you can take the credit for writing and direction and producing as well.
You a tough old bird.
Don't you want to think about it?
I can't think. Not here. Besides, I got to talk to my super about a Rick.
I'm hungry. How about you take us to a nice tea shop and you can call it from there?
That's not a bad idea.
And we can also discuss the silly argument.
Don't go think I'm going to give in, darling. I can get everything I want.
Well, at least you'll get to know me a bit before Auntie and I go back home.
All righty. I know just the place to take a beautiful young lady. This are the best grits in New York.
What was that all about?
I'm not sure. I do believe both Rick and I have been finessed by my goddaughter.
They didn't have tea, I'm afraid.
Oh, this is fine. This is going to be harder than I thought, Stevie. The man's a egomaniac.
Don't tell me that Cynthia likes him, or that she's in love with him.
Oh, don't worry. She's just playing along. I think she saw an opportunity to make herself useful.
Useful by romancing him.
She got him out of here before his male ego exploded. Perhaps when he returns, he'll be in a more compliant mood. I've never noticed this crafty side to her before.
She better be careful.
Oh, they only went to a restaurant. The worst that could happen would be for her to consume too much strawberry spread.
Well, maybe we can get some things done while he's away.
We could if we had some actors. When are they coming?
The 4 leads were due here 15 minutes ago.
My word! I thought things moved more quickly in New York.
Equity actors are prompt, I've been told, but I wonder.
What is it?
I heard that Rip Morrison gave a party last night in his penthouse. He invited all the actors and technical people in the show.
I see.
I told you we had too much money.
He's a shrewd customer, Stevie. Don't underestimate him.
Hello, anybody in there?
It's Mr. Greenbaum. Oh, at least you have one actor.
Good morning, I'm Bonnie Greenbaum.
Mr. Greenbaum, Stephen Hawks.
Zelda Albright. Barney and I bumped into each other at the stage entrance. And you, of course, are the famous Agatha Christie. Good morning.
Good morning to you both. I'm so glad you're here. You were getting a trifle worried.
Oh, my humblest apologies, Mrs. Christie. I'm afraid I'm a bit under the weather this morning.
I heard about the party.
Oh, it's fabulous, but I indulged too much. What's this, coffee?
Yes, help yourself.
Oh, you're a treasure, Mr. Hall.
Stevie. Please call me Stevie.
Oh, Mrs. Christie, would you mind?
Ah, remember death. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, you are the cleverest writer ever. Imagine killing someone while they watch a cabaret show in a room full of people. I've got on stage a few times myself. Hey, we're the only ones here. We're Drake and Eleanor.
Still among the missing, I'm afraid.
I wouldn't count on Ellie making it. I've never seen her so blissed. At least not since she won her Tony.
We will soldier on regardless.
How is it you weren't at the party, Agatha? We all expected you.
It was a tiring flight.
A sensible woman. I wish I'd taken a pass myself.
Why, Why is that?
Too much posturing, schmoozing.
And drinking, right, Zelda?
I was about to say too much Rip Morrison. The man seemed desperate for people to like him.
Ever the affable host. But the food was 4-star, I must admit. Escargot, caviar, Alaskan crab, brisket. He spared nothing. But people still laughed behind his back.
You don't care for him?
Not really.
He's an amateur among professionals.
Yes, but enough about Rip. My day is just begun, and I don't want to spoil it.
Sounds like he spent a bundle on that party.
Well, I'm sure he did, but then he probably knows some way to write it off.
Yes, but those lobster tails were superb.
Do sit down, Zelda. We can go through the opening. It's only the two of you.
Oh, Stevie, darling, would you fetch my purse? I need a tissue.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by the son of York.
Well, Zelda, still packing, I see.
And you're still playing to the balcony. You recited enough Shakespeare at the party last night, Drake.
Do you always carry a pistol in your handbag?
For many years, New York is a dangerous place.
Mr. McCormick, I presume.
The very same.
Please, have a seat. We're about to read scene 1.
May I please have my gun back?
Of course. You want to be careful with that, Zelda, dear.
Oh, don't call me that. We're not married any longer.
No, sad to say. The best 5 years of my life gone forever.
We were only married 3 years.
True, I was thinking of this period after I left you.
Please, have a seat. Losing precious time.
Might I trouble you for a cup of coffee?
I can see we're going to need a pot of this stuff. A bat!
You must have gotten up on the wrong side of the floor.
These are lovely. I can't wait for spring to go up to Connecticut and do some gardening. Thanks for the flowers, you old reprobate.
You're welcome.
I hope this is a good script. Somehow this day has got to get better.
I wouldn't count on it. When I read it, it's a pile of horse butt.
Have any of you actually read the script?
Well, we thought with you involved, we expected to see quality material.
Well, it's not sure, but it has its good points.
But this dialogue.
Precisely. The dialogue does need work, and we'll flesh out the characters as we discover them in rehearsal. The plot is good, and I think it'll carry us right along.
Well, if you think so, I'm game. Who am I?
You see anything here except a couple of servants yakking about the masters?
Insomnia.
How original. Open with the servants talking about the master of the house.
Barney, you're the butler. Zelda, you play Mrs. Marshford, the housekeeper.
You're kidding! I'm not playing any bloody servant.
Well, they're major roles. You'll see it as the story develops.
So now I'm a butler, a role where old actors go to die.
Who does he play?
He plays Mr. Edgewater, the owner of a large estate on Long Island.
Ah, me, they must have needed a noble profile. Mr. Morrison must be familiar with my Henry V.
After last night, he's familiar with your Johnny Walker V.
Please, let's read the play. Miss Albright.
Why, whatever do you think it might be, Mr. Jeffers?
I believe it has something to do with that antique clock he acquired.
You mean that humongous old clock installed in the upstairs hallway?
Yes.
The one that goes off like a fire alarm at all hours of the day and night?
That's the one.
Why, whatever makes you think his insomnia could have anything to do with that dear old clock? Okay, does it say here that I have the IQ of a little lamb?
We know the man has a tendency to typecast.
You keep your trap shut!
Please sit down, Miss Albright. Miss McCormick, do keep quiet while others are reading.
But Agatha, this dialogue is unreadable.
I'm certain when Rip hears it read aloud, he'll agree with you. Now we might love it.
All over my skirt!
Oh, no, I'm a fit. I don't buy a new one.
What happened?
When Rip and I were coming back from breakfast, we ran into Stevie. Literally.
This is my goddaughter, Cynthia.
Shaw, my dear.
There's been a disruption in the precious coffee supply.
people around.
One member of the crowd in particular.
Now, you were ahead of us. How was I supposed to know you were toting them guns?
So that's why you slapped me on the back. Hail fellow well met.
Hail fellow well met, all dirty and wet.
No, come on, folks.
Well, this will never come out.
Oh, get over it. Well, see y'all here. How y'all doing this morning?
Marginal.
What's that little stuff?
Oh, I doubt Ellie makes it.
I know she won't. She told me she had laryngitis.
When was this?
This morning.
Look, I hope you were serious about that new shirt. I can't stand around here looking like this.
Sure.
Somebody might have stained my tie.
Yeah, I'm serious. After that delightful breakfast we had this morning, I called my company and squared things away, and then I decided to rewrite part of that scene. You win, Aggie.
Oh, I'm glad we agree.
Oh, for me it's a great day. It might as well be spring.
Oh, spring. I can't wait.
Might I buy a new shirt out of petty cash?
Oh, sure thing.
And a percolator?
Get the best.
While I'm gone, why don't you rewrite some more dialogue?
Why would I do that? It's perfect just the way it is.
Have you ever heard these lines read aloud?
No, but I'm itching to.
Perfection is in the ear of the listener. You may change your mind when you hear them read aloud for the first time.
I'd better get to the store.
Look, folks, I'm trying to stay in a good mood, but I'm a moody guy. And the wind can shift pretty quick here in Oklahoma, if you know what I mean.
I think we get your drift, partner.
We're professionals, Rick. We have to be honest.
I thought we were on the same team.
Oh, really? Well, then why wasn't Mrs. Christie invited to your little shindig?
Oh, well, my secretary must have messed that up. I'm so sorry, darling.
Are you sure you didn't mean to exclude her?
Why would I exclude that?
All producers trick. Isolate the director.
You're all against me.
Not at all. We want to give your play the best possible chance of success.
Then leave it alone. I've already agreed to rewrite part of that scene.
Well, it's the beginning, but we have to cut, add, revise, reword, condense, rewrite, restructure, edit, alter, modify. Did I mention cut? Don't worry, it happens with all new plays.
I wouldn't know.
It's the same way in the business world. You've got your quality control, haven't you? Well, this is no different. You'll see we'll have a better product.
Well, look, is it asking too much for me to sit and listen to one lousy scene read by these award-winning actors just the way I wrote it?
Very well. You pick the scene.
Any scene?
Anyone.
All right. Act 2. The scene where Olga Ivanova confronts Miss Marshall in the library.
Scene 2. It starts on page 44.
But we don't have our book yet.
I can read the part.
You sing it?
Oh, why, certainly. I belong to the drama club at school.
There you go, honey. Go for it. Now to change.
What do you mean by that?
I told Cynthia this morning at breakfast that if she wants to get in a theater, she's got to make her own opportunities.
Get into theater? This is rather a shock. How long have you had that ambition?
Since this morning.
Obviously a true calling.
Well, I mean, only seriously since from this morning. I've always thought about it. But Brick convinced me I have to seize the bull by the horns and go for it.
Read. You said any scene. It's the one I choose.
Miss Ivanova, I did not see you standing there. I shall return later.
But what are you doing here, Miss Barstrom?
I was dusting the books.
You? I thought the downstairs maid dusted the books.
Oh, we don't allow Mabel to dust the books.
Why not?
She's allergic to book dust.
But I saw Mabel dusting the old clock in the hallway yesterday, and she was waving that feather duster all over the place and not sneezing.
Oh, clock dust isn't nearly so bad for you as book dust.
I'll beg your pardon, Mrs. Marshall. You're wanted in the kitchen.
Oh, really? Well, then I must go to the kitchen.
What the devil's going on here? Why are you all gathering in the library?
The reason is you did not want Mabel to discover this.
Holy Mother of God, it's my autographed copy of Great Clocks of the Western World.
This is really getting good, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad Willie likes it.
It could be tightened up considerably. The word dust is repeated overmuch. Any questions?
Yes, why was Mrs. Marsh from wanted in the kitchen?
No particular reason.
Well, I have some motivation looking for her.
You acted on your stupid motivation.
Now, Rick, you told me in the party that my character plays the detective.
Yes.
Then how can she say anything so ridiculous as, blood dust isn't nearly so bad for you as walk dust?
Because she was caught off guard and playing for time.
It makes sense to me.
See, I don't mind his opinion.
You're satisfied with the way it sounded?
Thoroughly. Look, I say we read the whole thing all the way through, correcting the little mistakes, and we'll be good to go.
In that case, I quit!
Mr. Greenbaum, Barney, please stay on it. I'm sure we can work this out.
I can play a butler if I have to, but not a butler, it's brain dead!
The entire servant staff seems like a bunch of retards.
It's all an act. Did you not read the whole thing all the way through?
Rip, you must admit, this dialogue is a bit hokey.
I expect that coming from you. I bet you like it better if it's written in Yiddish.
Please, Mr. Morrison!
Excuse me, Auntie. Perhaps we should all take a tea break.
Excellent idea.
I could do with some more coffee, but our boy's out of pocket.
Yes, let's take a few minutes. Something we should possibly
No need. I've got a large can of coffee and a percolator right here. We'll rustle up a fresh pot of coffee in a flash.
You are a treasure.
You got a receipt for the goods, Bella?
You don't trust me much, do you?
Oh, I trust him fine, just not with my money.
Agatha, who was that woman standing at the front entrance there talking to the custodian?
Woman? I had no idea. I do hope it's not some snooping newspaper reporter. So far I've managed to avoid that.
Well, the good news is I'm no newspaper woman, and I'm afraid I'll be snooping on the same.
With the police.
Detective Sarah Kirby, homicide.
Homicide? Has there been a murder?
Yes, at the Biltmore Hotel.
The Biltmore? Well, that's where many of us are staying.
Are you Drake McCormick?
I am.
Do you know an Eleanor Styles?
My dear girl, we headline Kiss Me Kate in Australia.
I'm afraid I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. McCormick, but Eleanor Styles is dead. Oh, I know.
Damn.
Is Miss Stiles the homicide victim, detective?
She is.
Ellie? Murdered? Are you sure it is murder?
Reasonably. Death by asphyxiation. We believe someone smothered her with a pillow.
Oh, now, Post-Leader, in thy possessions lies a last unparalleled.
Detective Kirby, might I ask?
Let's see, is there Rip Morrison here?
That's me, ma'am. How can I help?
Detective, if you don't mind. Mr. Morrison, we believe you held a party last night in which Eleanor Styles attended, is that correct?
Yes.
Where?
At my residence on Park Avenue.
What time did Eleanor Styles leave the party?
Let's see.
It was a little past midnight.
Ma'am, if you don't mind.
Oh, Zelda was there too. If she says a little past midnight, it must be so. I don't recall the time.
Your name?
Zelda Albright. The Broadway star. I remember the time because I left about 5 minutes later. We were all due here to rehearse this morning.
I see play or something of that sort?
The Chimes of Death is going to be the hit of the season.
Did anyone notice if Eleanor Styles left by herself?
One of the caterers went with her to hold her up. She was 3 sheets to the wind.
Would you have the name of this person?
I have the name of the service, but he came right back up. He put down a packet of that.
Lord knows you could barely walk.
And you, ma'am, you said you left 5 minutes later. Did you happen to see her on the street?
No, that was the last time I saw her, staggering like that drunken character she played in The Bad Seed.
She was much admired for her stagger.
How about you, sir? When did you leave the party?
Well, the party sort of broke up. We had an early call, you see.
Now, Drake, you did stay and have some Glenfiddich with you.
Oh, no, that's true, one drink. So I left, I would say, about midnight. Is that right, Grim?
Yep.
midnight. And when you returned to the Biltmore, did you by chance see Miss Stiles?
No, but I talked to her on the telephone.
You called her.
Well, no, she called me just as I was about ready to retire.
What did she want?
She wanted to know if I'd join her in the bar for a nightcap.
Good Lord, it's amazing she had the strength left to lift the telephone receiver.
Perhaps the cold night air revived the poor dear.
Did you go to the bar?
Hell no, I was wiped out. That woman could always drink me under the table. But now she's gone.
May I ask, Detective, did you come here solely because of Mr. McCormick's proximity to the deceased?
I'll ask the questions, ma'am.
Now, don't you know who this is?
I'm afraid not.
This is Agatha Christie.
The world-famous mystery writer? Order of the British Empire?
My apologies, Mrs. Christie. As you may notice, I'm not up on my celebrities.
Nor should you be. My troupe here seems to think you'll want to consult with me.
Not a bad idea, if you ask me.
No, please, let this young woman do her job. I only asked because I wondered whether you were aware Miss Stiles was expected here this morning. She has the starring role in Mr. Morrison's play.
One of the starring roles.
No, I wasn't aware of that. We know very little at this point.
Typical of the police.
Oh, now, really, I'm certain it will become more clear in time as Detective Kirby collects and deciphers the evidence.
I'm just gathering the facts. Sergeant O'Malley's in charge of the investigation.
Oh, and he is presently at the Biltmore.
Yes, I only came because I overheard. That is, the hotel doorman said Mr. McCormick had left for the Monolith Theater.
But my dear young girl, how did you connect me with Ellie?
You were seen leaving to go to the party then.
Oh, of course. We shared a cab. I see. That nosy concierge.
Did you notice anything unusual during the telephone call?
No. Am I under suspicion?
Right now, no one's under suspicion. And everyone is.
I hope nobody here. Boy, this upsets an apple cart to the core. Now I have to know how one of those also rings.
Detective Kirby, I can assure you, the whole company, when I say we are deeply saddened by the loss of such a great star and a personal friend.
Is there anything else I can do for you, ma'am?
I need for you to call me Detective. And yes, I'll need to interview all who were at the party last night. Is there someplace I can speak to each of you alone?
We can use the green room.
Fine, where is it?
It's right this way.
And you, Mrs. Christie, is it? Were you at the party?
No.
Miss Albright, if you'll come with me.
Me? But I've already told you everything I know.
I still have a few more questions.
Oh, Zelda, do you want your purse?
No, just hold on to it.
Well, ain't that a shocker? Talk about Murphy's Law.
I don't doubt that she may have made enemies over the years. Still, can you imagine why anyone would want to kill her?
No, you know, actors are a strange lot, and they'll have a skeleton in the car.
Really? She's certainly a cipher to me. I don't even know what she looked like. Did she ever make a film?
She stayed to the stage here in New York pretty much. Say, Cynthia.
Yes.
Might be a silly question, but what about Cynthia taking that role?
That's not silly. It's mad. My goddaughter has many good qualities, but she'll never be an actress.
Now, looks like we're in tune for some good luck, but so far it's all been bad.
Oh my.
What is it?
You've reminded me of something. It's nothing.
Spit it out, Aggie.
Well, supposedly there's a jinx in the Monolith Theater. Every 20 years it takes 2 lives.
Good thing I'm not superstitious.
Nor am I. If I were, I'd say there's another death to come.
Mr. Edgewater, you don't understand. Mabel thought it was 1 o'clock. That's why she crept into the library.
When actually, it was midnight.
And those chimes.
Yes, the chimes of death.
The curtain falls slowly. The end.
Finally, got all the way through it. Good stuff, huh?
O'Neill and Kane, ain't clever. Well, it has a certain drive to it. Kind of clever, too.
Appreciate that.
I must admit, my character turned out better than I'd hoped. This could be fun.
I love it, Rip. I'm thrilled to be the first actress to this marvelous part.
And you read it so well, too, darling.
Thank you.
I agree with them. You really did your homework on that part.
I stayed up late last night studying my lines.
See, I told you hard work would pay off.
Sure wish I could get a decent cup of coffee for what I pay around here. Yeah, talk to me.
Of course, Rip. But first, how is the search for a replacement coming? Did you know from Barbara Davis?
That's what I'm talking about.
I wonder what that's about.
I haven't the foggiest.
Well, do you think this might really make go on Broadway?
It might. I mean, it's not going to please the critics, but it'll butts in the season.
I only need it to last until summer. Then I can sail to Europe with good notices.
Yes, Zelda, but this dialogue.
What are you complaining about? You've got the best line in the script, the tagline. I wish I had that line. The chimes of death.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think you four will back them in for months and months.
We four?
Why, yes, Cynthia, I do believe you've found your true calling.
But I've been filling in, just helping out.
Well, actually, I think the part of Aldo is better with a younger woman. I mean, Ellie could play anything, of course, but Sarah has the right look.
You mean Alice?
I mean, wholesome. Better to see Edgewater.
It'd be a big gamble, but it might pay off. New talent is always good for box office.
Yes, and a bright young lady might even attract the notice of the press.
Sure, she can understudy. Maybe even take over the part now and then. It'll give us some good publicity.
I think she can do more than understand.
Oh, I'm sure the very proper Agatha Christie wouldn't stand for that. Neither would your father, am I right, Cynthia? I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I'm on it.
I believe you're right. I think they're discussing this matter now.
Agatha's old-fashioned, but she's also a bit amazing. I don't think she would stand in Cynthia's way.
I wonder who else might have got in Cynthia's way.
Excuse me, I have to use the ladies.
Really, Zelda? Poor girl.
Are we finished here for today? If we are, I vote we go to the Algonquin for martinis. Are you game, Zelda dear?
I don't want to hear another word about it.
Too late for John anyway, the deal's done.
I protest, Rick. This was not the agreement we made.
Now look, there's no way we could know what was going to happen, then it won't stop.
Cynthia's father will have something to say about this.
She's an adult. She can sign her own contract.
Contract? Has she already signed a contract with you?
Not with me, but with my company, Black Gold Productions. We have a John Hancock with a dotted line now. There's nothing I can do. I get on my hands.
What do you mean by that? And stop calling me Aggie.
Look, what father lawyers can call my lawyers, and we can talk about the signatures later, but I couldn't change it if I wanted to.
When did she sign?
Last night, at Artist.
She told me she was going to stay in her room and study her lines. Instead, she went out on the town with you.
Oh, she studied, just not in her room. I ran lines with her.
And how much of a study did you make of her lines?
Enough to know I love her.
You can't mean it. No. Tell me this isn't happening.
I know it's hard to believe an old cowboy like me can fall so hard like that, but darn if it didn't happen anyway.
When did she sign? Last night. Oh, very well, Rick. You may have my godchild, but you do not have me.
Are you sure? We have a contract too, you know.
Yes, we do. And I made certain there was an escape clause for artistic differences.
Why are you so down and don't care? She's a beautiful, bright young lady with a heck of a future in front of her.
I agree with you. She is bright and beautiful, but she may not have a future if she follows every will-o'-the-wisp that comes along. She's a spoiled little rich girl, Rick. She's used to having her own way. She's been in and out of trouble since she got out of braces. And furthermore, she can't act. You may stay wish, Stevie, it's up to you. In fact, it might be a good idea, so you can even high on her.
Believe me, I had no idea this would happen.
Oh, Agatha, please reconsider. We've been talking amongst ourselves and think Cynthia might work for the part. With a little coaching, of course.
She's just the pizzazz the show needs.
Yes, please don't quit. We'd be lost without you.
This really isn't about the show. It's about a young girl who needs to grow up. I was hoping I could help her do that, but obviously I was mistaken.
But where will you go? Back to England?
No, they're preparing to make a film of witness prosecution. I want to make certain they don't do something preposterous, such as casting a matinee idol. So I'm off to Hollywood.
I must ask you not to leave the city, Mrs. Christie.
Detective Hervey.
Brother, more tedious questions for us.
Only for our English friend.
I'm happy to cooperate with the police.
You said that you were not at the party given by Mr. Morrison, is that correct?
That is correct.
And therefore didn't see Eleanor Styles on the night of her death?
Nor any other day. I have no idea what she looks like.
Oh no.
Oh, dear me. Not good.
This was taken at the bar.
Yes, by the cigarette girl. They make it a practice to snap pictures, usually of couples on dates. Try to make a sale of the print. We asked them to develop all the film in the camera.
Or some gadflies. People come in for a quiet drink and they're subjected to these hellish popping flash bulbs.
So you did know Ellie?
No, I did not. I went to the bar for a glass of sherry. Then an inebriated woman recognized me and staggered over to my table to tell me she was a fan of my books.
Did she introduce herself?
No. After our photograph was taken by the cigarette girl, the woman went on her way. Thank goodness.
Oh, you'll have to excuse me. I have a stomachache bad. I gotta take some bromo. Damn mule grits.
That was the last anyone saw Ellie alive.
We're pretty sure that's not the case. The investigation continues. I hope you know we'll have to corroborate your story.
I can't understand why she called me in the first place. Well, that woman resurrected herself more times than Lazarus.
I know why. Those of us who scorch in the hot glare of stardom, we know. Sometimes it's hard to sleep alone.
Poor thing. Now she sleeps alone forever.
May she rest in peace.
What's that?
Promise he was in the movie.
Sounds like my Louis the 14th clock.
Now these must be the chimes of death.
Don't joke, Bonnie. It's giving me the creeps.
Oh, honey, just fool around. I bet one of you put him up to it. Oh, I love the theater. There's always one jokester in the whole cast. Looks like this one's on me this time. Oh, I'm so glad you finally accepted me.
Everybody stay calm!
Hold on, trying to get the lights on.
Oh, thank God I got to sit down.
Somebody switched off the cigarette business.
Is everyone okay?
Where's Mr. Morrison?
Let's face it, he wasn't well liked. In fact, you could say he was well hated.
Why? Let me count the waves.
I thought he was crude and overbearing. I can't say that I liked him, but that's no reason to kill someone.
You're right, Stevie. I'd go so far as to say he was a first-rate SOB. Should have heard this joke he told at the party about Holocaust victims. But still, you don't kill someone because they're a bigot. That makes you no better.
It makes you worse. It makes you a murderer.
Well, that's what's bothering me. One of us is that murderer.
How can you be sure?
There's nobody else here. Kirby said that she saw the custodian leave when she arrived, and he locked the street door behind him. So there's nobody here but us chickens.
Couldn't someone have hidden somewhere in the prop room or cellar, say?
Oh, pretty far-fetched. But it's easily checked out. All we have to do is look around. If anyone's here, they won't get away.
I agree with Drake. It's not likely an outsider. As they say in the movies, the murderer is in this room.
That awful jinx.
Oh, you mean that monolith theater jinx? That 20-year thing? I'd forgotten all about it.
That was the one thing I disliked about leasing this old pond.
You must be joking. None of you take this jinx business seriously, do you?
I do.
Let's face it. Theater people are a superstitious lot.
You disappoint me, Drake.
Do I? I happen to know that you've worn the same pair of socks on opening night for the last 40 years.
Shay.
I thought Chris was nice. He was nice to me. He had a countrified charm.
You're surprised a man was nice to you?
Zelda, dear.
I'm only pointing out the obvious.
He behaved like a perfect gentleman.
And gave you a part in his play. I can see why you're downcast.
I resent that.
What's the matter?
This washed-up old star who finally only cared about Rick because he gave me the part.
Why else would anyone care about him? Washed up or newly hatched? Stop it. This is not the time for petty rivalry. A man is dead.
So is the play, apparently.
What do you mean? Why should the play fall?
You don't seriously think it can continue?
Why not? The money's there.
Zelda's right. I mean, Rip went through the bother of creating Black Gold Productions for his own obscure reasons. Well, I'm sure there's an accountant somewhere in the Rip Morrison empire who's ready to step in.
If we could only keep this quiet for a few days.
Oh, there's no chance of that. The man's death will rock the old business. Maybe he'll get the stock market.
Oh dear.
What's the matter, detective?
Nothing.
Shouldn't you call your lead investigator, Sergeant O'Malley?
Does she have to? Think of the scandal.
Scandal might be good for box office.
If there's still a cast around and when the murder's solved.
Detective, aren't you going to call the boss?
I can't.
Wouldn't O'Malley want to hear from you?
He would, but
Dick, what's the matter?
O'Malley's not my boss. My boss is the head of the records division.
You're not a detective, are you?
Not yet. I'm a policewoman, good at the desk job.
I suspected as much.
I've been trying to get a transfer for 6 months. That's why I went to the Billboard, the police detail, and I overheard the concierge talking about Mr. McCormick at the Monolith Theater, and I thought, you know, if I could just gather some information, show a little initiative, impress O'Malley. But now I'm done for. It's my job.
I wouldn't be so certain of that. There may indeed be a connection to Ellie's murder. She may have been murdered by the same hand that killed Rick. I should think you have a golden opportunity here, Officer Kirby.
How do you mean?
I overheard Mr. Greenbaum say that Rip's murderer is in this room. I agree with that. If you can figure out who it is within the hour, you may get that transfer after all.
I suppose I could wait a few minutes before I call him.
There you go. Let's have some coffee here and let Mrs. Christie figure it out.
We don't have time for a coffee break. The trail is fresh and I suggest we get cracking.
Will you help me, Mrs. Christie? You seem to know more about murder than anyone did.
I'll take that as a compliment. Rip called me a tough old bird. Well, the least I can do for him is to be tough and get to the bottom of this thing.
Thank you.
Before I go any further, I should tell you all that Miss Kirby has found the gun that fired the shot.
Good, where is it?
Upstage right, where the shooter discarded it, but let it be for now. We don't want to tamper with evidence, and I think I've learned enough by visually inspecting it.
Well, what have you learned?
It was wrapped in a terrycloth, and it's not likely to yield any fingerprints. However, once the cloth is cut away, I know whose fingerprints they'll find.
That's ridiculous. How can you possibly know that from a brief visual inspection?
Because it's your gun, Zelda.
Good Lord, it's gone!
Calm down, Zelda. Calm down, dear. Calm down.
But it was on the sofa all day yesterday and today. Anyone could have taken it. Anyone.
Did you notice last night whether the gun was missing?
Last night? Oh, no. But I didn't look
yesterday morning.
She's supposed to be a great actress, right? Is this a performance?
All right, everyone. We haven't much time. Stevie, you and Barney had better have a look at the sound and light booth. See if you can find where that horrid recording of chimes came from. Then, after you're finished, look in the lobby and the laboratories to make sure there's no one else in the building. Officer Kirby, you and Drake look backstage. And Stevie said that the circuit breaker box is in the center party room. I want to know how the lights went out.
The lights! The murderer must have been UpStage to douse the lights.
He could have had help.
They'll find an accomplice if there is one.
You know, it strikes me the murderer must be a man.
Why do you think that?
Well, simple. Men know more about gadgets and technical junk. I can't imagine a woman having to know how to engineer a blackout like that.
That's true.
That may be true, but who's to say that the person who engineered the blackout is the murderer?
He must be.
In this situation, I ask myself, what would Hercule Poirot do? The answer is simple. Sift all the evidence before assigning the facts to one's little grey cells.
We don't have the space of one of your novels to do much sifting.
We'll do it in the space of one of my short stories.
We found it.
What have you found?
A long plain reel of magnetic tape. Whoever started it up attached a long needle. I didn't see it before when I went to the booth. I just checked to see if anyone was there. And of course no one was, but there didn't need to be.
He's right. The machine was still running.
In other words, the machine was spinning for a long time, even whilst we read the play.
Yes, when it came to the recorded sound of the chimes, nobody needed to be in the booth at all.
Yes, whoever rigged it was obviously lucky with the timing. Of course, they could count on a 10-minute period or so when the chimes would sound us. So I imagine.
We took a break earlier. Time enough for any of us to slip up there.
Again, who among us knows anything about tape recorders?
Well, I have one at home. It's not rocket science, Zelda.
Well, I certainly know nothing about them.
What are you there?
A long cord, cut and discarded in a trash bag. It looks new.
Where's Kirby?
Oh, she's checking out every nook and cranny in the place. What do you think this is?
Maybe it's a remote control device.
What do you mean?
Did you have a good look at the breaker box?
Yes, the cover was ajar.
I might have left it that way when I really gave us the switch to turn the lights back on.
Well, the question is, who turned the lights off, creating an unscripted blackout on stage?
That must be someone else in the house.
Drake, take this length of cord down to the breaker box, see how far it will reach when it's stretched towards the stage. And before you go, I want to ask you all something. Will any of you admit to playing the tape of the chimes? It doesn't have to have been done by the murderer. It could have been nothing more than a prank, as Rick thought. Oh, very well. Stevie, go with Drake and check out the length of that cord. And look for fibers at the box.
Right. That's what you meant by remote control device. You think somebody took the cord, rigged it up to the circuit breakers, and then just yanked?
Possibly. I don't know.
But why go to the trouble of those chimes? It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I don't know. It provided a distraction. Got us on our feet, got us moving around and looking at everything but each other. And given the company assembled here, such a melodramatic touch is right in character.
Well, there's no other theater but us.
That's a relief.
Is it? That means the murderer is definitely on the wrong number.
You have a way of always looking on the dark side.
I'd still like to get a look at that gun.
I'd rather not. Everybody, stay here, please. Stay away from the crime scene of the body. I'm going to see if Mr. McCormick needs my help. There isn't much time.
Are you certain it's not yours?
Yes.
It's a common little pop gun anyone in town might have acquired.
Well, not just anyone has lost their little pop gun.
What's eating you?
Your attitude about firearms, the contention that we all should carry them around like makeup and cigarettes.
A girl's got to have some protection.
Damn it, there are laws about carrying concealed weapons. Those laws are there to curb the spread of guns. Where do you think this is? Texas?
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
No! You lose your pistol. You don't even know it's missing. And the next thing you know, it's been used to kill someone.
You seem to be focusing a lot of negative energy in my direction. I wonder if the gentleman doth protest too
What do you
much.
mean?
You told me, well, it's not news carry a gun. You're going to great lengths so Agatha doesn't forget it.
This wasn't my motive for bringing it up. But on the other hand, I don't think we can jolly well forget it.
Well, speaking of motive, you told me at dinner last night that you hated Rick.
Well, I wasn't alone in that.
Well, maybe it's a matter of degree. You despised him. What was that joke he told at the party? After the war, the Nazi scientists went to work for the U.S. government building rockets, but the Jews went to work for Tappan making gas ranges.
I can't believe how cruel, how utterly careless that remark is. It's almost inhuman.
To Rick, it was funny. He assumed everyone thought as he did.
Clearly, he didn't care what everyone thought.
I had relatives that died in Auschwitz. Innocent people whose only crime was their religion. Yes, Zelda, I hated that son of a bitch, but so did you!
Well, sure, on general principle.
Oh, much more than that, much more! You made such a big deal about how much Ellie drank at the party, the spoutings of a reformed alcoholic.
Well, that's not news. Sure, I have a drinking problem, but everyone knows I've been dry for 10 years.
Admirable, but no longer true. Your sobriety came to a screeching halt the night of the party when you found out the punch had been spiked. I have wondered why you smashed that waterproof crystal goblet. Created quite a stir. And then the caterer told me about Rip putting vodka in the punch.
Well, sure, I was angry. I don't deny it. I was devastated. But it wasn't my fault.
10 years of sobriety. Gone.
Fine, Barty, you can report me to AA. It's not reason enough for me to kill the man.
It was not a practical joke to Red.
He understood practical jokes and the jesters who played them, but not the victims of those jokes.
Well, yes, and that's why when he heard those chimes, he thought we'd all accepted him. Right before someone shot him.
He was an altogether vulgar character.
He came from humble beginnings, you know. He was raised on a rented farm in Oklahoma during the Depression. He had little formal education, and yet he made millions of dollars.
The man stepped on people! And the only reason we're doing this show is because he bankrolled it.
That's no reason for you or anyone else to kill him.
Oh, don't try Barney's trick of deflecting suspicion from yourself.
What do you mean?
We all heard Rip's all-shucks declaration of love for you. And we all saw him pawing you when Agatha said you couldn't act. You know, Cynthia, you look like you'd rather be anywhere in the world at that moment than to suffer his grubby hands to roam over your body.
That's not true. I thought he had great charm. So American.
Zelda's right. You didn't look too happy.
Oh, we English are a bit more reserved, that's all. I was embarrassed.
Sure.
Even if I felt that way, why would I bite the hand that fed me? He was going out on a limb, a very expensive limb for me. I had every reason for him to live.
You heard what Drake said about Flat Gold Productions. Once you signed on the dotted line, you didn't need his special attentions anymore. Nor do I think you wanted them.
I'm not a schemer. I'm not like you.
Then you'd best stay out of show business.
Cynthia may or may not have wanted Rip's attention, but there are ways of breaking off an affair besides resorting to murder.
True, but speaking of scheming,
Yes.
as long as we're being analytical and picking apart every little detail,
Go ahead, say it.
Cynthia may not have had much of a motive for killing Rip, but she had a humdinger for killing Ellie.
Allie, what are you talking about?
With Ellie gone, a major part opens up. Next day, you just happen to be hanging around by chance, and oh, you've got all that great drama playing here.
Stop it!
Maybe Rip was onto you. Maybe he suspected as much. Maybe he realized he'd lost a great part to a scheming little character right out of All About Eve.
Lies!
And you suggest she killed Rip as well?
Right. Once she committed one murder, she'd have no qualms about a second, after she signed the contract. What is it you English say? In for a penny, in for a pound.
Early, Zelda. But we consider Ellie's murder as primary and Rip's as secondary, as you insist. Then there's one person who zooms into focus. You.
What do you mean?
Oh, we all know you hated Ellie, you've been jealous of her ever since that time she had an affair with Drake when you were still married to her.
Affair? Well, Drake always had a wandering eye.
Don't play dumb. I'm talking about Kiss Me Kate. They were the toast of Sydney while you were stuck on Broadway in a dubious production of Desire Under the Elms. You had the desire, they had the kisses.
That was a long time ago.
I wonder if things have really changed that much. Drake still loves you, you know. I don't think he'd relish Ellie coming back into the picture, much less getting top bill.
You were right, Agatha. We found fiber of the cord in the breaker box. It was definitely used to plunge us into the depths of Erebus.
Props had been pushed aside so the cord could stretch easily without obstruction.
Where did it lead? I mean, where was the other end?
That took some time to figure out.
I thought it led directly to the stage, but it wouldn't reach that far. Miss Curry figured it out, though.
Oh, good job, detective.
Don't promote me just yet. I still might catch hell. We found that the end of the cord had been tied to the railing of the stairs of the catwalk. The killer must have intended to untie it, but in haste opted to cut it instead.
That's only about 5 paces to the upstage curtain. Very convenient.
I still say it had to be a man who arranged the blackout.
Oh, don't cast aspersion on the brawny sex, Zelda dear.
Philanderer!
What did I do? What's wrong?
Drake, Zelda has recently been reminded that when it comes to women, you have a reputation for a wandering eye.
I admit I have a reputation in that department.
It does make me wonder about something you said yesterday when we asked about Ellie. Do you remember?
No.
You said you knew she wouldn't be coming to the rehearsal because she had laryngitis.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Asked when you learned the news, you said this morning. And you said it in such a way that implied that you...
All right. I was lying.
You implied you talked to her that morning.
Well, it occurred to me when Rick asked about her that if I wanted to, which I didn't want to, but if I wanted to, I could have easily betted her the night before.
She, being drunk, is a skunk.
And you want us to believe that you said this to Rip in order to what? Enhance your reputation as a playboy?
No.
Then why?
To make Zelda jealous.
You have all the cunning of an adolescent schoolboy.
I know. I get nervous around you, Ellie. I want to play brains, divert your attention, anything but say what I really feel about you.
I wish you'd just grow up.
Well, I only took this part because you were in the cast. I thought once we worked together, I could relax and then...
Very touching and innocent sounding, but the fact remains, you admit Eleanor Stiles called you that night and wanted to see you. Was that a lie as well?
No, it's true. It happened exactly as I said.
In other words, you thought you could have it both ways. Brag about how you vetted her, but deny it all later?
No, her call gave me the idea, that's all. I mean, why am I saying any of this if I actually killed her?
A mistake, perhaps. What do you think, Mrs. Christie?
Oh, I think you should keep going. You're doing splendidly.
To me, a man with your ego, a man who enjoys his reputation as a womanizer, that man would find it very hard to refuse a harmless drink in a bar with no flame.
Oh, I never went to the bar.
You were staying at the same hotel. You admit she wanted to see you.
Well, maybe she wanted a drinking buddy.
Let's say you did go down to that nightcap. Here was a woman scorched in the glare of stardom, as someone says.
It never happened.
You thought she needed more than a buddy.
No, just a minute. Aren't you forgetting the eyewitness that, that inquisitive little cigarette girl that had such a paragon memory? Oh, wouldn't she have told you if a man escorted Ellie out of the bar that night? Answer me that.
In fact, she told us that very thing.
She did?
And it won't be too much trouble to put you in a lineup.
No, I can see. I'm in the lineup. But where are you, Miss Curry?
What do you mean?
Are they quilling you in the squad room, trying to find out why you impersonated a detective?
I've explained that. Remember, I can arrest you. I'm a bona fide police woman.
Are you now?
Of course.
How do we know? You came in here yesterday and flashed a badge at us for 30 seconds, that's all.
Drake.
Just a minute, Agatha. She came in here, now she says she's a detective, and now she says she's lying. Well, how do we know when she's telling the truth about anything? Oh, I've seen her play the mousetrap, Agatha, and I don't think we should take anything at face value.
I agree with you. That's the reason I telephoned police headquarters yesterday when I returned to my hotel.
You did? Why?
I had to make sure you really worked for the police department.
Well, did they tell you where I worked? In what division?
No, but they didn't recognize the name. Not at first. It took them some digging. That made me wonder.
Yeah, it makes me wonder too, what I got myself into. You may be right, Mr. McCormick. I may end up being grilled like a well-done T-bone steak unless
what?
Unless you can help me find the murderer, and soon.
There are 2 murders, of course. But I suggest we concentrate on Rip's murder. All the us here, and this is the case we're most likely to solve. What was that?
I said, at least I'm off the hook on that one. I had no earthly reason to murder Rip.
I hate to say it, old buddy, but it's not quite true.
What is this, Frank Drake McCormick thing?
I just want Agatha to have all the facts. And what you haven't said is that you almost quit the show. You told me so the night of the party.
Well, I only said that because Zelda was being so cold and haughty. I was beginning to wonder if the effort was worth it.
That's not what you told me after you had a tumblers of scotch. You said you had a business deal with Rip. You wanted 10% of the show, and he agreed. And then Ellie and I signed on, and he figured he had a hit on his hands. So, Rip reneged on your verbal deal, you were livid, and another Waterford crystal glass bit the dust.
My word, you Yanks like to smash things.
I was tipsy, that's all, but I got over it. Rip later mollified me with a glass of Glenfiddich.
Mrs. Christie, how do you anything to tell us?
I think it's time to summarize.
Just as good old Hercule Poirot does in the last chapter of one of your novels.
Just so. Sometimes in the last chapter of one.
We're listening.
Very well. Let's start with Cynthia. She had a good motive for killing Ellie, if we go along with the say, consummate schemer. But how did she know where Ellie was staying? And what made her think she might actually have a chance at the role of Olga? Her reasons for killing Rip are more problematic. But like the rest of us, she had the opportunity. That leaves 4 suspects.
I hate to say this, Mrs. Christie, but at least 5, if we include yourself.
Oh, very good, Officer Kirby. You have the right instinct for this. I can summarize my own defense this way. I had no reason for killing either of them, and until someone comes up with one, I take myself out of the equation.
Fair enough, although
Yes.
it occurs to me you're part of the equation, as a catalyst.
Whatever do you mean?
Your very presence could inspire someone to commit murder. Is there anyone here who hasn't read one of Mrs. Christie's novels? I thought not. See what I'm driving at?
Yes, and it doesn't...
Someone who ordinarily would find some other means of achieving a goal might instead dream up a fiendishly clever plot of their own and dare to commit murder.
Such a person would have to be teetering on the brink of insanity, unable to tell reality from illusion.
Exactly. And why are all of you here? Oh yes, to perform a play.
Watch out, Agatha. I think you have a rival.
I see that. More power to her. Perhaps, Officer Kirby, you'd like to tell us the case against Lambert.
I'll try. She hated Ellie and Britt both. She carries a gun, and I assume she's not afraid to use it. She had opportunity in both cases. She was the first to leave the party after Ellie. She could have easily followed her back to the billboard. And how do we know she really lost the pistol? We don't.
That's insane. You're reaching.
That may be, but it's important to be succinct in these matters. And with you, Rick, that means you also had a reason for killing Rip and Ellie, if we go along with the wounded ego theory. And you have plenty of opportunity as well.
We've already covered all of that. Hey, what about Barney? Me? Don't be so smug.
Mr. Greenbaum manifestly hated Rip for his anti-Semitism, although he appears to be one of the few who refrained from smashing his wine glass the night of the party.
And another thing, I have nothing against Ellie. Nobody can hold that against me.
True, but we're concentrating on Rip's murder right now, and we think of another possibility, that there's another possibility,
And what's that?
that there are 2 murderers at work. We don't, that there are 2 murderers at work. There's no apparent connection between the 2 crimes.
You left out Stevie.
By all means, count me in. I don't want to be the only bloke here without a walk on.
First, motive. I've always had suspicions that you had a crush on Cynthia. Yesterday you admitted as much. And as I remember, it was you who suggested to her father that she come to America.
I thought it would be a good thing for both of them.
I'm sure you did. And perhaps you had visions of the two of you growing closer in the great metropolis far from home. Not likely. That was not to be. She hadn't been in this theatre a half hour when a certain millionaire set his sights on her. Or was it the other way round? First he took her to breakfast, then unbeknownst to me, to a fashionable restaurant. And this morning he told me he'd fallen in love with the girl.
You do like to rub it in.
My point is, in your view at least, Rip stole her away from you.
Yep, I admit I was hurt.
Honestly, we had one day in Brighton, and I was only being nice to him. Then.
You alone, Stevie, were clever enough to pull this off. You spent a week getting to know the Monolith Theatre, and you know it well. The breaker box, the tape recorder, the terrycloth wrapping. All those were touches only you could have made.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, Stevie. It pains me to accuse you.
Oh, this is all speculation. You can't be serious, Agatha. You've got to have more evidence. You're playing bluff.
There is one thing that bothers me. I find it incredible that the shooter could have managed to hit Rip in the dark with only one shot.
The killer had a torch.
What do you mean?
She needs a flashlight.
Are you sure?
Yes, I just remember a soft spot of light there over Rip's chest after the lights were on.
I saw a flashlight next to the coffee pot. It was brand new. I think it had a price sticker on it.
Do you think the killer's fingerprints are on it? Quite possibly. That's why no one must touch it. Yeah, the sticker's still on it.
What's it say?
It's the name of a drugstore.
Would the store be called Walgreens?
Yes.
What's that? This is a receipt. I remember seeing Rip stuff it in his jacket pocket when Stevie returned from the store.
Coffee, percolator, flashlight.
Now, we needed a torch around here. Nothing wrong with that. I left it lying about. Anyone might have pinched it.
No one but Barney even noticed it. No, Stevie. You're the only one who needed it. So when the lights went out, you wouldn't fire wildly, hitting someone else. Perhaps someone you love.
I can't believe he felt that way.
You encouraged me all this past year. You asked me months ago to help you get a part in this play. And what thanks do I get? You snub me and then lead on that bumpkin from Oklahoma.
Really, do I have to listen to this?
I hate hearing it as well, because I believe him, Cynthia.
Auntie.
I take back what I said about your not being able to act. You're a superlative actress. You manipulated both Stevie and Rip brilliantly to get what you wanted.
That's not true.
You even pretended to stumble when you read through the play for the first time. Then today you read perfectly, delighting them with your rapid progress.
That was my idea.
If you left it in that, we might have laughed about it later. But Stevie, you let your emotions get in the way of your clever plotting. Something I never do.
I still say you have no proof.
Sally was right, it took someone with technical know-how.
Not necessarily me.
You searched every inch of this theatre before I arrived on these shores. You're the only person familiar with the booth who knew how to mount a long-running tape.
You can't be sure of that.
How did he turn off the tape?
He didn't. Remember? Barney said the machine was still on.
That's right, the reel was still spinning.
No matter how you look at it, I wasn't on stage when Rip was shot.
I thought not, and it bothered me. I puzzled over that for quite a while.
Wait, if he wasn't, how did he get to the booth or what's going on?
Left him time to take up a position by the stairs directly behind the stage, where one would pull and extinguish the lights.
Yes, but if I wasn't on...
I knew full well you hadn't made that long walk to the booth. And yet the torch, that was something I missed. Incidentally, you made a monumental blunder in not disposing of it.
But if I wasn't on stage...
It's only a few fast paces to the upstage curtain, to the stairs. You pulled the rope, then using the torch ran back stage and fired Zelda's pistol, which you'd previously stolen.
When did he get rid of the rope?
After we stood screaming in the dark, he yelled he'd try and turn the lights on, remember? In other words, he wasn't on stage when the lights went out, then suddenly he was.
I just got back from the booth.
Running as fast as Roger Bannister? No, Stevie. I thought at the time it was a miracle you got back so soon, and so I didn't question our good luck.
That's right, I remember. He said he'd turn the lights back on.
Yes, he ran off. And, being pressed for time, he cut the rope and discarded it in the rubbish bin on the way back. By then, we were all standing round the murder.
Didn't do it.
I'll let Sergeant O'Malley figure that one out.
And why do you thought you could get away with murder?
You never did any of it, did you? All the happy talk, all the cooing. You played me for a fool.
You made a fool of yourself, little man.
You bitch! Think of it. Oh, what's
You did kill him, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes, I shot the arrogant bastard. And the world is better off for it. I only wish I hit you in the dog instead.
Just a minute, I'll get rid of the iron just as we said.
Let the law do with him, McCormick.
I knew it had to be a man. I told you that, Agatha, remember?
Several times.
Oh, Stevie, darling, it takes a lot of chutzpah to waste a man in front of a crowd of people, but the way you did it, just like a man to be so crude and direct.
It's not easy to murder in public.
No, but you had a character do it in this book. Only in the story it was done quietly.
How?
The murder of cyanide crystals in the victim's champagne glass. Isn't that clever?
Almost as clever as putting them in the victim's coffee cup.
What do you mean?
Over the years, I've often been criticized for dreaming up clever ways of committing murder. People write the Times about it, accusing me of recklessly endangering public safety. I've always shrugged off those accusations. Until now.
What are you getting at, Agatha?
I don't like the way she's looking at the percolator.
Don't blame me for the coffee. It's the best brand I could find.
What's going on? What's happening?
I think Mrs. Christie has more to tell us.
Well, what is it? What's so important?
Stevie did not kill Britt Morrison.
What? The man just confessed.
Oh, he thought he did, because everything I said was true. He created confusion with the sound of the chimes, caused the blackout, ran back on stage, and fired Zelda's pistol, all to no effect. You see, he missed Britt entirely.
But he had a torch.
That doesn't mean he's a competent marksman.
He missed?
Yes, no bullet wound. Mrs. Christie noticed it right away.
Oh, what killed Brett? Surely not the coffee.
Only the coffee in his particular cup, I'm happy to say. We've all been drinking quite a lot of it today, except for Zelda, who instead brought a thermos of spring water.
I've been having trouble sleeping at night. Caffeine buildup.
Britt drank more than his share, and he always loaded it up with sugar. If someone sprinkled cyanide crystals in his mug, he wouldn't have noticed. Not for several minutes, that is. He was listening rather intently as you read the last scene. Then he hastily drained his mug.
That's right, I remember I saw him do that.
I said if, but I'm certain someone did exactly that. Put cyanide in his cup. You'll remember he excused himself to take a bromo seltzer. He said he had a stomachache.
That's right.
After the lights went out, I heard him moaning in the dark as though in pain. Something he said was awful. And that was before the shot rang out.
Then he fell behind the couch, but not from a bullet wound.
No. Potassium cyanide is a fast-acting poison in crystal form. It's not a difficult thing to get hold of. Many gardeners keep a stock of it.
What makes you so certain it was cyanide?
His skin color. He's a nice shade of blue now.
Mrs. Christie worked in a dispensary during World War I.
And the color blue?
In most cases, cyanide causes a pinker than normal complexion. In severe cases, blue.
Is that the only reason you think it's cyanide?
No. I said I could no longer shrug off the accusations of endangering public safety. That's because I believe Rip's killer was inspired by this novel of mine. Remember Death?
You can't be serious, Agatha. Me?
Some people say that poison is a woman's murder weapon. It's certainly not crude and direct.
I I didn't like Rip, but I had no reason to kill him.
Didn't you?
What are you doing? What?
You made light of the incident of the spiked punch, Zelda. That night, though, you reacted quite strongly. You smashed your glass when you learned you'd been putting away a quantity of vodka.
Well, sure, I was angry. The man broke a spell of sobriety 10 years in the making. But I'll talk about it at my next AA meeting. It'll make a good story.
I'm sure it would, if that's all it were, a story. But in fact, it's triggered a relapse, hasn't it?
The man had no regard for other people, the swine.
You've not been drinking spring water, but rather London dry gin.
Yes, but a very good brand. House of Lords.
Oh,
The best booze leaves the least hangover. That's what I always say. Oh, Kenneth Drake. Why couldn't you have ever been there for me? Why'd you have to hang back? I was so lonely after we divorced. But I had my sobriety. Oh, yes, I had that. And then it dawned on me as I drank the punch and watched Ellie flit around the room. And I began to envy her. Yes, envy her. I yearned for the days when my inhibitions vanished like the wind and I could enjoy myself to the fullest, just as she was doing, like in the old days.
That's when you smashed your crystal goblet.
Yes. And after Ellie left, I went looking for a liquor store.
When did you decide to kill Rip?
Oddly enough, it was when I got back home and started drinking and dreaming about going up to my place in Connecticut to do some gardening. Oh, I love gardening. Do you remember our place, Drake? Secluded, rustic.
Please, don't lay this at my feet, Sultan. I'm sorry I wasn't always the Rock of Gibraltar for you.
And as I sat there getting drunk, I began to think of some of the supplies I purchased to bring up there with me. That included cyanide for killing wasps in summer. Such pests. And then I started thinking about Rip and the cyanide, and so on, back and forth, until after a few more drinks, the two ideas became one.
You need help.
Don't we all?
Say, did you hear the one about the nun who walked into a pub, ordered a martuna?
No, nor do I want to hear about it now.
I wouldn't trust that box of sugar.
She didn't put it in the sugar.
Are you positive?
You're right. No use taking chances.
Not with that awful jinx for a while.
Oh, stop.
Auntie, do you really believe that woman suffered from the pressure of being a celebrity?
No, because the celebrity was gone.
I don't doubt she suffered one way or another. But something Kirby brought up bothers me. The idea that my presence could have inspired someone to think of murder as a solution. If that is so, then not only did I inspire murder, I provided a blueprint.
Only if that person were teetering on the edge of insanity. You said, unable to tell reality from illusion.
What does an actor do but walk the line between reality and illusion? Do it for a lifetime, lose your touch, lose your fame, battle demon run. I imagine it takes a toll.
Suddenly, I'm not so sure I want to be an actress.
After all I've done for you.
You've done more than I bargained for. You tried to kill a man.
Out of jealousy, out of love for you, Cynthia.
Don't you think he'll be arrested?
Kirby has her killer. The police car came, and by now Zelda Albright is being formally charged.
Your own fate is less certain.
They don't care about me now. Why should they?
Attempted murder is no laughing matter.
Oh, what will they care about the bumbling escapades of a lovesick suitor who can't shoot straight? Maybe I only meant to frighten him.
You meant to kill him.
I'll get a lawyer who'll put the right spin on it. You'll see.
That's very cynical.
You're a dramatist, Agatha. But it beats me why you allowed this little drama to play out. You knew Rip wasn't shot. Why the rigmarole with the search and the torch and all that business?
It was important for me to prove that you tried to shoot him as I suspected, and to see how determined you were to have Cynthia.
But why?
Because it would prove you were capable of murder.
This is...
Capable of murder. In for a penny, in for a pound.
What the devil do you mean?
You were capable of planning a rather cold-blooded attempt on Rip's life. It wasn't spurred at the moment. It wasn't emotional. And neither were you emotional when you killed Eleanor Stiles.
You did kill someone!
Not me! The police have their killer!
Oh, they have one of them. But I think certain facts will prove that Zelda did not kill Eleanor Stiles.
Oh, this is rubbish.
You meant to have that role for Cynthia. You didn't want a minor role, such as that of Mabel the chambermaid. No, you wanted a major role, and so you went to the party and never told me about it.
Not true. I would have told you had I gone.
Barney told me you were there. He said you were inconspicuous and kept to yourself. He didn't know who you were until he met you yesterday morning. Perhaps you thought no one noticed you.
I only went for a little while.
Long enough to decide Ellie could be replaced. Perhaps should be replaced for the good of the play. And you probably asked the caterer the name of the hotel, and after everyone left, you went to the Biltmore.
I'm only guessing.
You found her there in the bar. That must have been quite a shock.
There's not a shred of evidence that I was ever at the Biltmore.
Remember this? The photograph Kirby surprised me with? Look carefully in the background. There's a man at a corner table.
Oh, this is too grainy to make out. You can't tell anything from this.
Yes, I can. I recognize the tie. It's your school tie, Stevie. The one you always wear when you put on your jacket. The one you almost stained with coffee.
I doubt that will hold up in a court of law.
Oh, they can do marvelous things with photographic evidence these days.
Okay. Even if I did go there, why would I kill her?
You sat there, hiding behind a newspaper. You mulled over your course of action. You realized you were at a turning point. Cynthia was expecting something of you. A starring role.
That's all supposition.
Then Ellie called for a house phone to be brought to her table, and she rang up Drake. You heard enough to realize he wasn't coming down. Then she got up to leave, still warbling presumably. Then you stepped in.
I still say you have no proof of this.
On the contrary, Kirby told us the cigarette girl saw a man appear she didn't know from where, and that he escorted Ellie out of the bar. It wasn't Drake, it was you. The rest I don't know. This is so unlike you, Stevie. You know how much I hate violence in real life. I always thought you felt the same way.
I thought it would be so easy. I thought they might blame Drake. The woman was like jelly. I practically had to carry her, you know. She was pathetic. Getting her out of the cast was a wise decision. And at the same time, it presented an opportunity for Cynthia.
But it wasn't easy, was it?
No.
But it never is.
There's still no hard evidence. No fingerprints. I was careful with that. Even if you go to the police, it'll all be hearsay. I can't get away. Please promise you'll let me go. For friendship's sake. Please, Agatha.
I'm afraid not, Stevie. It's too late.
I thought you took Zelda all right to the station house.
I delivered her to the officers who arrived. They took her. But I waited for you. And I've been waiting in the wings at the request of Mrs. Christie.
Agatha, please help me.
No, Stevie. In every book, story, and play I've ever written, there's one message. That people who commit heinous crimes must pay for their transgressions. So I've written, and so I believe. And as for you, Stevie,